How's it going, everyone? Maryland here. Last time I got done exploring Dewford town, and I also showed you where you could find different Pokemon to catch with the old rod. You know, there's Magikarp, Tentacool, and Goldeen. Not a whole lot, but hey, you know what? At least they're there. So now it's time to take on the Dewford gym. So this is a fighting gym. The Pokemon in here are all fighting type, and they can be kind of challenging if you're not prepared. Normal type and dark type Pokemon like Poochyena, Zigzagoon, and Skitty, and others, they should not be used because it's kind of dangerous. They use very strong moves in there. What kind of Pokemon should be used? Well, let's consult the PC and see if we can find any interesting Pokemon in here. And I'll kind of tell you what the good ones are. So, Wingull, that's not actually that bad of a Pokemon other than its low attack stat. It does get Wing Attack at level 8, and, you know, that's a pretty strong move, but it does lack the attack to pull it off. It's an option. If, you know, you got that, might as well use it. Taillow is a much better option, though, because it has much higher attack. It gets Wing Attack at level 13, so that's kind of a thing. You could also use Focus Energy, if you'd like, first, and that'll increase its critical hit rate to 50% with Wing Attack, so that's really nice. And that also gets around Bulk Up, so that's a good strategy. And it doesn't really resist fighting, though. That's a downside of Taillow because the normal type is weak to it, but Taillow's still a very good choice. I don't have Zubat right now, but you could venture over to the Granite Cave to the north and catch a Zubat there. It's a poison flying type, meaning it is very resistant to fighting type moves. It also gets Wing Attack at level 13, and it's really darn good, so that's another great option if you're struggling. Keep in mind that the gym leader's highest level Pokemon is at level 16 now. It's much lower than previously, but that's because you can't really do too much in the Granite Cave beforehand. Ralts, that's another option here. The only downside of Ralts is it doesn't really have a lot of defense, or attack for that matter, and even with Confusion, it's just gonna receive a lot of damage, so you kinda gotta watch out for that. Now, two of the best options to use would be Dustox, which evolves from Cascoon at level 10, or particularly Beautifly, which evolves from Silcoon at level 10. Beautifly is just amazing with Gust, because Gust is special based, it's just wonderful. Both of those two Pokemon also are double resistant to fighting, so it should be a really easy time. Dustox has Confusion, which is pretty good, or I don't remember if it's Confusion or Psybeam, but I know that it's pretty nice, so definitely keep that in mind. Lastly, if you started with Torchic, it should probably be around Combusken level by now. At level 16, it'll be Combusken, which is good, but as a Torchic at level 14, it learns Peck, so if you have Peck and you're a Combusken, you can do some damage, but if you're just playing as a Torchic, you're probably not going to be able to match the offensive power of the fighting-type Pokemon. I guess Goldeen also has Peck, but, you know, it's it's not all that great, really, so totally your call. But yeah, those are some good options if you're trying to figure out what you should use for taking on the gym. You obviously don't have to use any of those. Like, you could just use your starter Pokemon and it will probably be enough, particularly if it's evolved. And remember, all the starters in Hoenn evolve at level 16. And, you know, I'm right around there, actually. I'm at level 15, so that's pretty cool. Also, I guess Nincada isn't a terrible choice. It has good defenses. It doesn't have anything super effective, though, but it does at least resist fighting. That's kind of nice. Maybe use some Sand Attack and then switch out. Who knows? But I have Taillow, so I should be in pretty darn good shape. Let me actually lead with Mudkip, though, just to try and maybe get it to evolve. So, first up, we have a trainer here. Let's see what she has. There's not really a lot of variety in the trainers at the gym, but hey, that's fine. So, Battle Girl Laura has a Meditite. Now, this is a Pokemon that you've not yet seen before if you're playing through the game, and it is a fighting psychic type. That's interesting because, I don't know, it's just, it gives it several different resistances you wouldn't really think of. But still, flying is a very good type to use against Meditite. You can never go wrong with that. You can't use Psychic, though, or any Psychic type moves, because it'll just do neutral damage. Well, Mudkip doesn't really have anything super effective anyway, so I'm just going to use Water Gun. It's going ahead and use Endure. That's fine. Ooh, this is not really doing all that much, but that's fine. There we go, Quick Claw time. Oh, using Endure twice in a row. How devious. Doesn't usually work out that way. You do want to watch out, though, because Meditite does have some pretty high attack thanks to its ability, Pure Power, which doubles its base attack stat. And it can use Meditate, as you saw there, to raise it even higher. Thankfully, it doesn't look like this one is doing much to attack me, so I guess that's fine. But you do want to watch out if it gets too many... Man, can you, like, not do this? Normally, those moves would only have a 50% chance of working if you use them consecutively. See, there we go. Endure finally failed, giving me a chance to take that thing down. Oh, so close. Well, I lost. Yes, you did. Oh, man. Alright, so the puzzle of the gym is you need to actually walk through the gym, and as you step on these little red buttons, little place off to the left or the right will light up. If you move off of them, well, you can't see it. So you have to memorize how to get through here. Yeah, fun. It's not that challenging, but in this case, I'm going to want to choose the upper path here. You can also just kind of, you know, maneuver around, and that should do the trick. Okay, so I definitely want to let Mudkip gain some experience, so he will evolve. But I very well may switch him out. Might is right! Come on! Okay, so let's go ahead and fight against Black Belt Hideki. And he has a Machop. I've already seen a Machop before, although we don't have the ability to catch one just yet. That's fine, though. Okay, level 13. Let's see if we can take this thing out any easier with Water Gun. Not perfect, but oh well, that's fine. So it's gonna go ahead and use Foresight. Not really an issue at all. Low Sweep. Now this could hurt. Ow! And it was a critical hit. Yeah, not exactly a good thing. That's why you should really be careful around these, because they pack a punch. And Focus Energy doesn't exactly make you feel safer, knowing that it increases the critical hit rate 2 stages. Oh no! No, Mudkip! 2 critical hits in a row. That's really a shame. Well, I guess we're just going to have to finish the job with, might as well finish it with Shroomish here. Alright, let's just use Headbutt. Be done with it. Oh my goodness, why is this thing so fast? Oh yeah, so you can see why these are a pain to fight if you let them go unchecked. And that low sweep speed decrease can actually be quite vital. Not enough power. Right. Oh man, too many critical hits, that's what. You know what, I'll be right back, okay? Okay, I'm back. I went to the Pokemon Center to heal up. You should do that too if your Pokemon get really weak. One thing I didn't show you earlier though is notice this little thing on the wall here. Well, you can actually buy some fresh water at this point for 200 Pokédollars a piece. Why would you do that? Well, this is actually a really nice healing item. For just 200 Pokédollars, which by the way is less than a potion, this heals 50 hit points. That's as much as a super potion. So it's a really nice, cheap, effective healing item that you should probably stock up on. They're way better than potions. The only downside is you can only buy them one at a time right now, so that really stinks. Okay, let's go ahead and get through here again. Let's see. So this one's a little bit more challenging, but it's not too bad. Just try to kind of memorize it and kind of scoot by. Alright, so here's the final one. However, before you step on the button, you might want to move forward here and fight against the trainer first, because you're going to need to go past her anyway, and that'll just distract you. So, get her out of the way first and foremost. Alright, so she has a Meditite. Well, I have a Mudkip. And this thing's not going to be low swept once again. Okay, so it's only level 11. Not too bad at all. Using Detect again. I wish I wouldn't do that. It's so frustrating. It's just a waste of everyone's time. Okay, here we go. If I can just knock this Metatite out. Oh, confusion. All right, let's see. Shouldn't do too much. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. It has a lot more attack than it does special attack. Alright, cool. Took that thing out. And that's just enough to get Mudkip up to level 16. Awesome. Oh boy, and I'm a Chop. You know what? Let's just make this nice and easy and use Tailo here. Low sweep will still hurt though, so watch out. But at least it'll hurt a little bit less. Well, actually, I don't think it'll hurt less. I have a lot more firepower against it, thanks to Wing Attack. And even that isn't enough to knock it out in one hit. Yeah, Machop are pretty resilient, so watch out. Let's go ahead and use Quick Attack to finish the job. Perfect. But how? How could I lose so easily? I don't even know, but take a look at this. Now that Mudkip has reached level 16, it is going to evolve. And this is actually the first evolution that I've shown you in Pokemon Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire. So, take a look. Yeah! Check out my Marshtomp! Yeah, he looks pretty cool. Now, when he evolves, he'll want to learn Mud Shot, at least as long as he evolves at level 16. If he evolves any later than that for whatever reason, well, he won't learn that, so that's kind of a shame. Mud Shot as a move, it's kind of interesting. 55 power, ground type, and it lowers the foe's speed stat, so that's pretty cool. What you want to get rid of is totally up to you. Tackle probably isn't necessary with Rock Tomb. And Mud Slap isn't really so much for the power as it is for the accuracy. So even though it's having 2 ground-type moves, I guess I'm going to get rid of Tackle here. So let's get rid of that and replace it with Mud Shot. Since I do have Rock Tomb as, you know, just a generic physical-based move. Cool, so that's out of the way. But as you can see, you'd have to run past her, so that's why I didn't recommend stepping on the thing until after you've beaten her. And it's a little curvy to get through there, but, you know, you can manage. Let's go ahead and try to make our way through. Remember, by the way, if you get stuck down here, it's just one space up, and then you go to the left, and then all the way to the top, and yeah, then you're here. Cool, so, right in the other room, that's where the gym leader's at. If you're feeling a little uncertain, you know, you might want to go back and heal your Pokemon again at the Pokemon Center. Otherwise, you can save your game as well, just in case things don't go right. You know, you don't want to lose any money or items. But otherwise, just head onto this red button here, and this room will light up. Take a look at this guy. Bro, do you even lift? Yes, he does. All right, let's see. What is he up to? I'm Brawly, Dewford's gym leader. I've been churned in the rough waves of these parts, and I've grown tough using the cave at the outskirts of this town as my training ground, as well as using the equipment in this gym. So, you want to challenge me? Let's see what you're made of. Aw yeah, that's right. It's time to fight against the second gym leader in the game, Brawly. So, he has 2 Pokemon on his team, the first of which is his Machop. I'm gonna go ahead and lead with my Tailo, because it should make quick work of this thing. It's a level 14, so it's not that much more challenging than the previous gym leader. However, it is more challenging than the other trainers you fought in the gym. One other thing I totally forgot to mention. I recommend removing all held items from your Pokemon. The reason for this is the Makuhita, which is the second and final Pokemon that Brawly uses, has a move Knockoff, which does extra damage if anything's holding an item. This shouldn't be a problem for Tailo, but it very well might be a problem for either Marshtomp or Shroomish. So I recommend that before the fight, but I guess it's probably fine that I don't do that right now, just to kind of show you. So if you have Tailo, Focus Energy is a nice thing to lead with, simply because that gives you a chance to get a critical hit, like, very often. And that gets around one of the main strategies, where Machop could use Bulk Up, which, oh, look at that, critical hit. And Bulk Up would raise both its attack and defense stats, so that can sometimes be a problem, particularly if it uses it too often. Now, it does have Karate Chop, which is a rather strong move that has a high chance of a critical hit as well. You know what? Against my better judgment here, just to kind of show you an example of what this Makuhita is capable of, I'm going to switch out, just to make it more interesting. You don't want to stay out if you've been leered, by the way, because that'll lower your defense, and those moves will hurt, so watch out for that. Also, one thing you do not want to do is use Stun Spore. In fact, Shroomish is really a terrible choice here, because I don't want Effect Spore to trigger, because both of these Pokemon have Guts. That means whenever they are affected by a status condition, their attack increases, so you really gotta watch out for that. But hey, you know what? Maybe I'll have a chance to kind of show you that in action. Let's see. So it looks like it's using Sand Attack right now. Kind of, you know, decrease your accuracy just to annoy you. It does have Sand Attack, of course, and it does have Bulk Up. Although for some reason it's only using Sand Attack. That's very strange. I guess I'll try Mega Drain again. Alright, are you going to do something? Oh, here it goes, knockoff. So there goes my Miracle Seed. However, it didn't look like it did a whole ton of damage, too. So that's interesting. Let me just take a look, because normally that would hit for a lot, and I only have 25 defense, so... Huh. Maybe it wasn't double power after all. Either that or maybe I'm just really good at it. Alright, let's use Mega Drain here. So when you get Brawly's Pokemon down into the red zone, he'll use a Super Potion on it, which will heal it all the way up to full, because that's just how much hit points it has. So, you know, keep that in mind. Let's just see, are you going to do anything interesting here? You're just using Sand Attack. I mean, it's just kind of strange. Normally, this Makuhita will love to use Bulk Up, and that just makes... Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is what the Makuhita is supposed to do. Use Bulk Up, which raises its attack and its defense. And that makes it very difficult to fight, because if you're using physical-based moves like Wing Attack, you know, that'll do a lot less damage. But this one seems to be very, very obsessed with using Sand Attack. Okay, there goes Bulk Up again. But does it actually want to hit me? It has Arm Thrust, which is a move that will hit multiple times. But it didn't seem to want to use that, so oh well. As you can see, you don't always need to have one of the Pokemon that I recommended. But hey, you know what? That's why they're recommendations. They're not requirements. So yeah, with that, whoa, wow, you made a much bigger splash than I expected. Yeah, I'd say. Okay, you've got me. Take this gym badge. Sweet. Take a look at that beautiful Knuckle Badge. The Knuckle Badge makes all Pokemon up to level 30. Even those you get in trades obey without question. Huh, you know what? I think you can make full use of this too. I'm sure this will help with your Pokemon, bulk up muscle. Yep, TM08, Bulk Up. Raises both attack and defense by 1 stage. It's kinda useful actually. I can see your talent becoming a giant wave that causes a storm of astonishment with trainers one day. I look forward to the day when I can surf your giant wave. By the way, have you been to Granite Cave? It's located to the north of this town. It's full of fascinating stuff like rare stones and wall paintings thousands of years old. My friend Steven rushed to the cave after I told him about it. Yep. Yeah, so that's definitely a cool place, and that's actually our next destination. Now that we have earned the 2nd gym badge. So, let's go ahead and leave here. Whoa, it's turned too bright in here. Your future is bright too. Yep. Yeah, so that's that. Now that you have the 2nd gym badge, you can just head north on Route 106 and then check out the Granite Cave. But you know what? I'm gonna do that in the next episode. Oh yeah. I'll see you next time, everyone.